Hello everyone, Silver Chameleon here. I know it's been a while since I posted, like 7 months I think. That's because in that time frame I have graduated high school, moved to college, and been getting my ass kicked by college, and just so on and so forth. I'm sure many of you are not heartbroken, not that many people watch this channel, and it is mostly just me blabbering from anywhere from 3 to 12 minutes depending on the video. So, I'm back today with another D&D story because it's been 7 months. I've had some time to collect some. These are not going to be coming out weekly anymore, if the 7-month gap doesn't give that away. But, yeah. So today's story, if you read the title, is why you shouldn't build other people's characters for them. So there's a few reasons of why this is a bad idea. One of the first ones is most people's idea of how they should play a character or image of a character varies drastically from person to person. So if this one person gives you a way they want you to build a character and you do it that way, and here's how you imagine the character, and then you give them to play the character and it's not at all what they expected, or they're not playing it the way you expected, it's kind of an issue, just a little. So the first person I did this with was my friend Anthony. And if you've ever watched any of my D&D videos, he's in a lot of these. He's the typical just on the way for the ride player that is usually just there because his friends are. I've helped him build his recent character for the campaign we've been playing for a year because I derailed it so bad that we spent 3 months in hell, which wasn't a part of the game. I have a whole video about that if you want to check that out. I think it's called When You Derail the Campaign So Bad That Even You Didn't See It Coming. I think it's D&D story number 7. But anyways, I helped him build his character, and by helped him build the character, I built the character with him telling me what he wanted. So he wanted a plasmoid that was a bard. And I are you sure you want a bard? Bard doesn't seem like your style. Well, he wanted a bard. And then he picked College of Whispers. So I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. So we slapped together the character. And I did very little on this because I'm yeah, this will be fine. He does not play his character at all how it is. Constantly forgets he's a bard so that he has magic. Constantly fights more like a fighter. But he really loves the fact his character is plasmoid and is just so in love with the race. And I'm just okay. But, he does not play this character at all how it's built. But that's not really much of a problem, because we're a party of 2 in that campaign, so where that character kind of falls short, my character usually pretty much covers. So it's not that big of a deal, it's just noticeable that I built the character, and he definitely does not play the character the way it was built. But that's not an issue. The second time this happened is where it did become an issue. So I have a friend, brand new at D&D, never played before. Well, he went away on a retreat the week we were supposed to build our characters, because the D&D club here at school was holding a meeting for us to build our characters at. And he went on his retreat and told me to build his character for him. And I said, yeah, sure, okay, what kind of character do you want? So in real life, he is very Catholic and requested that I make him a pacifist character. So that's exactly what I did. I kept in mind that he wanted to play a very religious character and he wanted to be a pacifist. So I made him a cleric. And so that his character had a very good reason to interact with mine, I made our characters twins. So we have twin Azamars named Summer and Autumn. Summer, my character, is a paladin. And Autumn, my friend's character, is a cleric. So, because of how I was, I tried to find a god in D&D as close as I could get to Christianity. And I kind of gave up. I just kind of settled for the goddess of sunlight and honor, whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce because I'm going to butcher it. If you do want to find her, just look her up in the player's handbook. She's in there somewhere. I digress. So I built his character to be a pacifist. I made us lawful good. And that his job was to teach others the will of our goddess and to keep his crazy paladin sister in line. As for my character, was supposed to be a nut. I'm still lawful good, but I'm a religious zealot. We were both supposed to be religious zealots. That did not happen. So I gave him his character sheet and gave him the rundown of his character for the first session. And immediately, first combat, I died. The bard of our party didn't realize I was standing right in front of the goblins and cast Thunderwave, and I failed the con save. And she did 12 damage, but I only had 11 hit points. But this video is not about me dying by the hands of the bard in the first combat. So, the second that Autumn got the chance to fight, he decided that he loved murder and wanted to embrace it, even though his character was supposed to be a pacifist. And I'm like, Tim, you can't do that. And he's like, what do you mean? That's what I want to do. I'm like, yeah, D&D is a collective thing, but with paladins and clerics, especially when considering the god you use to build the character, there's a very specific way you kind of have to act. And we have to act within the lines of honor and sunlight. Killing people for the hell of it is not in honor. Well, he then decides his character is going to abandon our god at some point. And I'm like, oh boy. Because out of character, this is fine. In character, this is gonna be a problem. So, with that being said, I pretty much told him out of character information that, in character, he would know, but because he's a newbie player, he wouldn't actually know this. I'm like, just for reference, because we're Azamars and we're in the service of this god, and you're a cleric and I'm a paladin, if Summer, the character's twin sister, finds out about this, she's gonna disown you and never speak to you again. And he's like, okay. And then proceeds to go join a gang. And I'm like, again, you do know if your twin sister in-game finds out about this, she's going to kill you, right? Because, by the laws of how this works, you've not only disowned your god, but you've pretty much gone against everything you were ever taught and broken your honor. That means she has to kill you. He's just like, is there any way I can get around this? I like this character now. Because he was actually thinking about trying to, kill off his character. And I'm like, no. So yeah, that's why you don't make other people's characters for them. If you like this video, leave a like or subscribe. This is Silver Chameleon, signing off.